Welcome to Video Store Phantoms, your look back at some nostalgic nightmares from the 90s and 2000s. This week we rented Stir of Echoes from 1999.
Oh, I saw a guy who got a 2-inch needle stuck into his arm while he was under hypnosis, didn't feel a thing.
Okay, Kreskin, prove it. Hypnotize somebody.
Yeah, do me.
No.
Come on. What's the worst that can happen?
Close your eyes. Close your eyes.
Why do I know that song?
Are you okay?
What the hell did she do to me?
I see a red door and I want it painted black.
He hasn't gone to work. He sleeps like 12 hours a night. Why are you digging?
The man's switch got flipped. He's a receiver now.
She's taking him away. She was here.
What's the problem? I see people turn their heads and quickly look away. Like a newborn baby, it just happens every day.
Don't be afraid of it, Daddy.
I look inside myself and see my heart is black.
He can't stop it. He can't slow it down. He can't even figure it out.
Whatever door you open in my mind, I want you to shut up.
They made it echo.
Okay, welcome to our show. I am Hinge, and with me is Ambi
Hi.
and Mel.
Hello.
Okay, so the way we like to do our show is we'll usually start with an ad, something around the time period that we do, since this is a nostalgia show. We'll start with an ad that one of us selected, and then we'll chat about it a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then after that, we'll get into the movie. What do we got? Or do you want to just play it and then we'll talk about it?
Sure. We'll play this commercial. Mel pick.
Hey, I'm the guy who makes 7 Up. I also write the advertising. I just came up with a great new slogan. Make 7 Up yours. Make 7 Up yours. Thank you, I appreciate it. Make 7 Up yours, baby. People just love it.
it.
Make 7 Up yours! Hey, my man, make 7 Up yours.
Why would you crash?
Make 7 Up yours.
serious.
Same to you. Same to me. You see, it's catching on already. Hey, make 7 Up yours, man. Oh, we going global with this baby.
Oh my gosh.
Right. So,
I used to have that shirt.
oh yeah, that makes 7 Up yours. Yeah. My thing though is that like I can't think of the last time someone actually said up yours. Can you? I
Yeah,
feel like it's a
no.
very like it's an obsolete phrase
Term.
now.
Yeah.
It's very dated.
Yeah, up
It-
yours. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that in the last 15 years.
Up yours.
I think it's
Up
because
yours,
people
dude.
are more comfortable just straight up cussing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, kids say fuck
Yeah.
you to your face now. Like censorship has gone like kind of off the
Mhm.
wayside.
I remember that ad campaign though with Orlando Jones. He was
Yeah.
in everything for a while.
He was in Mad. I know him the most from Mad.
Yeah, of course,
Mhm.
man. Everybody I knew watched that.
I really can't think of a movie he's been in except for Magnolia, and all of his scenes were cut in that. So like, what else has he been
He
in?
was in Office Space. He plays the guy who gives them the idea to rob the computer company.
Oh, I don't know.
But what I
Ah.
remember him most from is his movie Evolution with David Duchovny.
I did not see
Hmm.
that. Oh, okay.
That's on my list. Technically, it's a horror. It's not a horror movie. It's a sci-fi movie. But we've covered sci-fi movies on
Yeah.
our show.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Obviously, he's probably not the first, but he's the first black dude I've ever seen in a movie that said, "I'm not doing this. I've seen this movie. The black dude dies first."
Oh, very first time they went meta with it.
Yeah, somebody go meta with referencing the fact that this
Is-
happens in movies.
Is that a fourth
Yeah.
wall break?
No, it's a meta
Um,
joke where they talk
yeah.
about movies as though they're not in one.
Yeah, like
Hmm.
Scream.
Oh
I
yeah.
feel like he must be in more movies, but maybe
He was in Drumline. I know he's in Drumline.
Oh, okay.
He was a typical like flavor of the week kind of actor. You know how like an actor will be in a hit show or movie or something, and then out of nowhere they're in like 10, 15 movies, until they hit one that doesn't profit, and then they're not in anything anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get their 15 minutes of fame and then they kind of just drop off.
Because Orlando Jones, he was, I want to say over the course of like 2 or 3 years, he was in like a dozen movies that were all big picture. Like he was in that movie with Eddie Griffith.
Huh. I don't think I've seen that.
Well, he was the lead. Like he has very few movies where he's the lead, but for a while he was in a lot of movies at once.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember the 7-Up Yours ad campaign. I remember them doing a commercial with, like, on the radio with, it's supposed to be the voice of Cool Spot, the original spokesperson for 7-Up. And he's, like, yelling at Orlando Jones about how he stole his job as a 7-Up guy.
That Make 7-Up Yours campaign was huge, though. Like,
yeah.
I remember a lot of kids at school talking about it because it's kind of like in that limbo to where you can say it, but you won't get in trouble for saying it, you know?
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
I think that was the whole point.
Yeah. Up yours, dude. What a fucking
Up
dated
yours.
phrase, dude. That's so
Oh,
dated.
man. We should bring it back. Get rid of 6'7". Do Up Yours.
Dude, fucking 6'7".
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
All right. Obviously, I'm a
nothing.
huge nerd, right? I looked up the 6'7" thing.
Boomer.
Well, no, it's
We
not
have
that.
to.
I love the etymology of slang and random catchphrases and slang. I love finding the history of it. And I am 1,000% convinced that 6'7" is the modern equivalent of boom shakalaka.
I could see that.
No. Let me explain. Because I've researched this. Because again, huge nerd.
Okay,
random
huge
fixations.
nerd, go.
Boom Shakalaka and 6'7", it started off as a song lyric, right? It's literally referencing a song. But some random personality with the NBA, in the case of 6'7", it was a player, but in Boom Shakalaka's case, it was one of the announcers. They randomly referenced that song lyric on air. And people commented on it, like in the news or in other media, like, what the hell were they talking about? And then other people within the NBA started using that same phrase. That randomly got put into video games and media for kids. In the case of 6'7", people started saying it while they're streaming and playing video games and things like that. In the case of Boom Shakalaka, it was put in NBA Live. So it caught on with kids ages fucking 14 and lower who started saying the phrase without even knowing it was from a song lyric, without even knowing it caught on because of a dude in the NBA. They just started randomly going around saying, boom shakalaka.
Yeah, I feel like that's generally how slang
That's kind of how that
isn't it?
works. Yeah.
Like kids don't know what the fuck anything comes from. They just hear what their other students say and it catches on.
But in the case of Boom Shakalaka and 6'7", it was from a song lyric referenced on TV by someone from the NBA, which eventually was adapted to a video game and then spread on to kids who started saying it randomly without actually knowing what it means.
Yeah.
It's the same exact origin.
Yeah.
Fine.
It's fine. No, I get your
cool.
point.
It's cool.
It's not cool. I'm a huge nerd.
But yeah,
I mean, that's just etymology for you, right? I mean,
also,
a lot of
things
stuff
spread-
people don't know where it comes from, but they use it.
Yeah, and things spread so quickly now, like with the advent of like TikTok. Shit spreads like wildfire even quicker than it did back when Boom Shakalaka. That's also another phrase I haven't heard in a while.
Boom
Ew,
shakalaka.
it's even ugly to say. Boom Shakalaka. Ew, I got
It
uglier
was a
saying
song
that.
lyric.
I don't care. Ugly now.
I was reading an article about slang and how slang used to be attributed to generations. Like there was slang that boomers said that Gen Xers didn't use. And of course, there was slang that millennials used that Gen Xers didn't use.
Yeah.
But the weird thing is, around the mid 2000s, maybe 2010 or so, because of how fast we process information, there'll be slang that people used at the beginning of the year that's outdated by the end of the year. So
Yeah.
there's not any specific slang attributed to Gen Z, Gen Alpha, or even older or younger millennials.
I think it's just because, like, with TikTok and social media, trends and slang doesn't last nearly as long because the next new thing is gonna be right around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
People saying things like on fleek. No one says that anymore, and it hasn't even been 5
I knew you were
years.
gonna
God,
mention that. I
on
felt it.
fleek. God, that
Fleek.
was so old, but not that old, yeah?
Like 10 years ago? In my whip.
I remember the whole Ghost Ride the Whip thing.
How dangerous.
Yeah, a lot of people crash their cars doing that stupid Ghost Ride the Whip trend. I never hear anybody say something is bad as in cool anymore. That used to be a thing we used to say all the time. It meant something was cool.
There is a Michael Jackson song.
I know. I think Michael Jackson is what made that trend. As people going, "Oh, that's bad," as in that was cool, because that's what he
Mhm.
means in that song. But I feel like that went away, and no one really talks about it.
No. I just think, like, the longevity of trends and slang now is so much shorter than it was before just because things aren't necessarily being, like, spread through word of mouth, really. It's, like, word
Yeah.
of TikTok.
Yeah. I'm kind of sad that dude is replaced with bro.
I can't even deny that. Yeah, I do say bruh a lot, but I do say dude.
Or
I
bruh.
say dude a lot. Bruh.
Bruh.
I love how that one evolved because to me personally, and at least a few people I know, dude is gender neutral now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I call
Yeah.
anyone dude. I've called
Yeah.
Seymour
Used to-
dude. Oh, Seymour is my brother's dog, everybody. He's not a
But-
human.
Oh, I was gonna say that it's an animal.
Everything's a dude. She's a dude. You're a dude.
Yes, I love the fact that dude is gender neutral now. I find that very amusing.
But no one says dude anymore.
That's why no one says dude anymore, because dude is gender neutral, and you only say
Mhm.
bro when you're referring to a bro.
I do,
Or
yeah.
a
I say,
male.
I don't think I say bruh to any women. It's mostly to AJ.
Or
Bruh.
being like, oh man, that person's a dick. That could be gender neutral, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Calling someone a dick?
I've definitely called women dicks. You're being a fucking dick right now.
I called the fucking refrigerator a dick earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything
Everything's
can
a
be
dick.
or a
Man.
dick.
That makes me miss our cat, the cat that passed
Oh.
away,
Oh.
because I used to call him a dick so much that he started like coming to that, like that was my name for him. I'd be like, "You dick," and he'd come running in like, "What?" I'm like, "No, not you."
You renamed him.
All right, so the movie we rented this week is Stir of Echoes. Yep.
Yep.
Again, we'll talk about how we normally present our show. We usually start with a cast list, plot summary, then we'll talk about our thoughts, and then we'll give a review.
Yep.
I'm done.
So, this movie stars Kevin Bacon. I don't know if I need to explain who Kevin Bacon is.
You don't.
No.
One of the greatest heroes of our time, according to Guardians of the Galaxy. Did you see the Guardians Christmas special where they kidnapped Kevin Bacon?
I didn't know. Should
And the
have.
premise is that Drax and Mantis don't know that Kevin Bacon is an actor, so they kidnap him as a gift for Quill's Christmas present.
Oh.
And then they find out that he's not really a hero, he's just an actor, and they get all upset.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Anyway, it's Kevin Bacon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bacon.
You know, I don't think anyone needs to. It's just one of those actors that everybody knows. I don't think he needs
7
a
degrees of
description
Kevin
of any
Bacon.
sort.
6 degrees. It's 6 degrees of Kevin
Oh,
Bacon.
sorry.
Yeah.
The idea is that you could connect anybody to Kevin Bacon in 6 steps or less.
Yeah.
He's
Mhm.
one of those stars that are just that famous.
His filmography is big enough to where you can play that game successfully.
Mhm.
Yes. Like Tremors, which has been on our list that we still have not covered. That's a Kevin Bacon movie.
hmm
His first movie was Animal House, which is a big deal for a
Mhm.
certain generation. He was also in the first Friday the 13th.
Oh
a lot
yeah.
of people don't remember that he did not survive that movie.
Ah, yeah.
Only one person survived that movie, and it wasn't a boy. No, he gets the arrow through the neck. Bleh.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. What are the rest of the cast?
Catherine Irby, I think that's how you pronounce her last name. Irby plays his wife,
Irby?
whose name I don't remember. What's her name?
In the movie?
Yeah.
Her name was Maggie in the movie.
Oh,
I
okay.
know that
Mag.
she was on Law and Order and
Mhm.
Oz, but I don't really know her
Mhm.
from anything else.
I
I
don't
think Law and
either.
Order is her biggest thing. It was the Criminal Intent
Dun dun
spinoff,
dun.
but that was her
Ah,
biggest role, I think.
A Criminal Intent.
I never watched Criminal Intent. I don't really know what it's about.
Hmm.
I
neither did
honestly, I watched a bunch of Law and Order because it would just come on TV, but I don't know what's what, like subtitle added to Law and Order.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The only one I know for sure is SVU. That's the one where they talk about like child abuse and rape. But Criminal Intent, what is
Oh.
that? Just like like premeditated murder?
I think.
I can't believe I've never
I don't know
looked
the
this up.
differences between any of the shows other than the setting and cast.
Yeah. And then I don't really know what regular Law and Order is about.
Law and Order Vanilla.
Yeah,
I
Law and
have no
Order.
idea.
Law and Order parking
Vanilla.
tickets.
Just plain and prawn flavored. Anyway, she was from Law and Order. The other actor that I recognized was Kevin Dunn, who plays his friend and neighbor Frank. I feel like Kevin Dunn is really underrated. I've
He's
never
been
seen
in-
him in anything when he's not
Yeah.
good.
He's been in many things, but I couldn't tell you what.
He was in
I just know he's been
Ghostbusters
in-
too.
Yeah.
Huh.
He was the
Cool.
psychic who predicted that Vigo was going to destroy the world on New Year's Eve. I think he's in the Transformer movies. He's also in Hot Shots. Like
Oh.
everything I've seen him in, he's really, really good, but they don't put him in many things.
Probably one of those. He's like probably a character actor where he doesn't necessarily have any lead roles, but they're like side
My
character roles.
My absolute favorite is Almost Heroes with Chris Farley and Matthew Perry.
Almost Heroes?
He plays a Spaniard with like really long, like curly hair.
Okay.
Who wants to kidnap the Native American woman because her hair is prettier than his?
Okay.
That movie's
Sure.
hilarious.
I remember him in Transformers now. He plays Shia LaBeouf's dad. I remember this now. Yep.
He's playing pretty much the same character he does in.
Plays a dad.
He plays a dad who
Yeah.
has to deal with his son's bullcrap. Like he was in Small
Yeah.
Soldiers, which is another movie on our list for this show. He plays the dad dealing with his son who's fighting robots. Same exact thing.
Yeah.
Huh.
Except
Cool.
his son in this movie is not fighting robots. His son in this movie is doing terrible things.
Yes.
I can't wait
yes.
to talk about the people in this town.
Oh gosh.
No kidding. The other person who is prominent in this movie is Jennifer Morrison, who plays the victim. She's the ghost.
The ghost, yeah.
How I Met Your Mother, wasn't she?
She was. For like one of the seasons, she was. She plays one of Ted's girlfriends.
Yeah.
She was like Ted's main love interest in that whole season. She was also in Once Upon a Time. I liked that show.
Oh, yeah, I love that show. She was
Huh.
also in, I think, House?
Oh, House. I like House.
I didn't know she was in House. I used to watch that show all the time, but like looking back on it, that's definitely the girl from House.
Yeah, it's one of the many staff members, or one of the many doctors, I think. Sorry, staff
I
members.
don't think I'd recognize it unless you mention it.
I mean, I'm dumb, but I didn't recognize her because her hair is in like a ponytail. Is that stupid?
Also, in real life, she is like super blonde, and in this movie, she's a brunette.
Right.
Yeah, I did notice that.
It's super unrecognizable without her blonde hair.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the other main cast member would be the actress playing the sister who hypnotizes him in the first place.
Yeah, the actress's name is Ileana Douglas. I think she was in so much shit, but I mostly know her. She was in the Robert De Niro version of Cape Fear.
Oh man, that's on our
yeah.
list for this show too.
Ugh, scary.
I've never seen that movie all the way through.
Scary.
I've only ever seen the original one.
And yeah, she's in that movie. She's in a ton of shit, but I just mostly know that she's in Cape Fear.
I know she was in Chasing Amy, the Kevin Smith movie.
She's in a ton of other shit. It's hard for me.
She's
to go
one of
back
those
in my-
people. She's definitely one of those people. They're like, I know her. I can't place it, but I know her.
Yeah, she has a very distinctive face. So like when she's in stuff.
Yeah.
Really, really, really recognizable.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of recognizable, the actor playing the son in this movie is Zachary Cope. As soon as I recognized him from The Wedding Singer, it took me out of the movie entirely.
Yeah.
Because he's the nephew that like walks up to like Adam Sandler where he's talking to his ex and he's like, "Hey Linda, you're a bitch." I'm like, oh, that's what I know him from.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That took me out of like I kept thinking about that as we were watching.
Yeah.
Really?
Because he's creepy in this, and he's supposed to be creepy, right?
He's supposed to be. He's not, as far as other creepy boys that we've seen in the movies that we've watched for this pod, he's like the least creepy for me. We've had some creepy
Yeah.
ass kids, but
He's actually
supposed to be.
comforting because he knows that there are ghosts, but he's not afraid and he's not sinister in any way. He literally says, "Don't be afraid of it. It's fine." And he even says, like, "I don't want to talk about this. It's scaring mommy." Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's the most normal, creepy kid we've seen in one of these movies.
Also, like the most
Yeah.
human too, because I feel bad for this kid dealing with these shitty ass parents, dude.
They are shitty parents. We'll
They're
get into
terrible
it when we go to
parents.
the plot
Yeah.
summary, but
Yeah.
they are kind of shitty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really recognize anybody else from this movie. Do
I
you
don't
guys?
No, me
either.
either.
Uh-uh.
I can't even really speak for like the the black cop whose role is a little racist in this movie.
I felt like that too. I've seen stuff that he's in, but I don't know him from those movies. Like he's in Richie Rich and Mo Money, but I couldn't place him in any of those movies.
Yeah.
His name is Eddie Bo Smith Jr.
Yeah, I don't know.
Huh. So Wild Things came out in 98. Stir of Echoes came out in 99.
And then Hollow Man came out in 2000, which is another one
Yeah.
on our list.
Hello, man.
Ugh, fuck Hollow Man. All that guy does is kill and rape.
Well, he's the bad guy. He's bad.
Yeah. I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry you're invisible for a little bit. Now you're a sexual predator. All right, dude. Anyway, good for him getting work. Getting some work
like
done.
3 in a row. And then he just stopped for like a decade.
Yeah, he stopped doing stuff for a long time, then he kind of like came back into the mix.
He's been in a lot of things within the last 5-6 years, but I felt like he didn't do movies for at least 10.
Yeah, I feel like he
Mhm.
disappeared for a little bit and then came back. Like there was a Bacon resurgence.
I remember his
Kevin Bacon.
band going like really big. Like his band became huge.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, he's been in a lot of horror movies within the last 5-6 years.
Yeah, he was in The Toxic Avenger.
That's right. And They Them.
They, them.
Is that like a movie about pronouns?
It's a movie about a conversion camp.
Oh god.
Horror movie. He has
Yeah.
a new one coming out that they just announced. It's going to star his whole family
Oh.
playing themselves.
Oh,
Cool.
interesting. I do like his daughter.
The announcement online was their newest movie is going to be them all playing themselves, filming a movie where someone gets murdered on set and no one's allowed to leave, and then people start getting picked off. That was the premise that they posted online.
That sounds like a fun premise for a horror movie.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and you so rarely get the opportunity to do that because it just so happens that all three of them are actors, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like proven accomplished actors. That's funny. Nice.
I wonder if it'll be funny.
I mean, sorry. It's funny and that it's cool.
So let's get into the plot summary. This movie, there's not much to this movie at all.
Yeah. Kind of just something happens and characters react to it.
Isn't that all every movie?
Yeah. It
Um,
has a very
Maybe.
basic story. It's a man who's being
Yeah.
haunted by the ghost of someone in his house. Like it's so basic.
So the premise of this movie is he gets hypnotized, sees a ghost in his living room, investigates until the ghost tells him to dig. He starts digging and then he uncovers the murderers. That's it. That's everything that happens in this movie.
Yeah, yeah. It's interesting because other things are at play in this movie that I feel like they don't really take the time to really explore properly. Basically, what you said is the entire fucking movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Researching it a bit, I did find several articles breaking down the difference between this movie and the book that it's based on. The book is
Uh-huh.
by Richard Matheson, who's one of my favorite authors.
Mhm.
He's the author of I Am Legend, Real Steel, and a bunch of Twilight Zone episodes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, most of my favorite Twilight Zone episodes he wrote. The difference between the movie and the book is there's a lot of random shit happening in the book, and the book is more like 1950s suburb and how someone with psychic abilities could uncover all of the seedy crap his neighbors are into.
In the book, does he also have a family, or is he just a dude?
It's pretty much the same premise. The premise in the book is that his brother-in-law is visiting from college and hypnotizes him.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
But the book is a little bit more clear on the fact that he's an empath, meaning he could
Right.
hear people's feelings and in some extenses see their memories if he touches them.
It's like the Dead Zone.
And that's
He sees the future when he touches people, right? In the Dead Zone?
that's in Dead Zone he sees the
Oh.
future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Which he
at the
does in
same
this
yeah.
movie. He sees the future.
And he also has warm breath in this movie.
Yeah. That's
Can I
the
just
thing.
fucking say, dude, you know the reason why I chose this movie? When I was like a super little kid, I was at your house, and like the very first time I saw the TV spot for this movie was when I was sitting at your dinner table. When it ended, we were like, dude, we're hella gonna see that. And it ended up being this.
So the
Sorry.
first time you saw the TV spot was at my house.
Yeah, around that giant dinner table that you guys used to have.
It's because we
Anyway.
weren't allowed to sit in the living room.
What do you mean?
Why?
My mom would hella clean once a month, and we weren't allowed to sit in the living room where that big ass TV was. We had to just watch TV at the dinner table because my mom would always be like, "Don't touch the couches. Don't
I
make a
do
mess."
remember us. I do remember when we would like play video games, we had to sit on the floor. But I just thought it was because it was easier to see the TV that way. I guess
No,
we
it
just
was
weren't
because
allowed
my
to sit on
mom would get
couches.
mad if I messed up her couches. Because she would keep
Oh.
the couches super nice for decades.
Yeah.
These couches are meant for looking at.
Not sitting on.
Yeah, they were leather. You didn't want to sit on them anyway. You'd get stuck to them.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I wanted to fit that story in.
What made you want to pick this one for now? You just remembered it randomly?
No, because I had watched it and then I was like, oh, it's very 90s, but also you can kind of feel like the new millennia like kicking in. You know what I mean? It's in that limbo between like, oh shit, like the 90s are ending and this is new horror. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah, this movie is like mean. I don't know how to describe that. Yeah, like 2000s horror, like especially those first 10 years, it was just like mean. Everyone was fucking mean. And like I don't know how to describe it. I don't know how to describe it because obviously horror is gory and violent and gratuitous, but there's something about like early 2000s horror where everyone was just really fucking mean and mean-spirited and you don't like anybody and like, you know,
I could see that. I mean, a lot of times you're dealing with teen characters, but the 90s millennial teen characters are almost always a-holes.
Yeah.
Whereas like the bad guys in this movie turn out to be the teenage boys, the sons of his friends. And
Yeah.
I feel like every other movie would have emphasized how good and nice these boys were before the twist that they were actually bad guys. But in this, they were just douchey. And then they turned out to be murderous douchey.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Along with everybody else in this fucking neighborhood. We got to talk about this neighborhood.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yes, football
Such bad people.
towns are so gross. No offense.
I've never. That's the thing though is when I think of a football town, I usually think of a rural town. What's
Yeah.
weird about this movie is it's a crowded, big city suburb football town where
Mhm.
the entire block has to like walk through the streets to get to the stadium where the football game is going on. But it's like it feels odd to me.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like old town football pride, but didn't they say they were like in Chicago or like they're not in
Yeah,
Chicago.
they're in Chicago.
Yeah,
They're in a
it's like
suburb
football.
in Chicago.
Ugh, get over it. Chicago, man. I don't know. I also kind of we talked about this too about the adults and how they're like So Kevin Bacon and his wife, who's played by Catherine Irby, they're kind of like a rocker couple, and all of their friends have these like frat like parties, even though they're like in their like mid 40s to 50s. And I realize
Okay,
now this
yeah, that
fucking town, dude, Al, this fucking town is full of people who peaked in high school. That's what I was getting. This fucking town.
I
yes,
can see
including
that.
Kevin Bacon's character, who
Yeah.
it pretty much opens with him talking about how I didn't I didn't want to be famous. I just didn't want to be ordinary. And he's like
Yeah.
trying to rock out, and his wife's like, I don't care if you're famous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or like Kevin Dunn's character, who his son, who's one of the bad dudes, is a football star, and he's about to break 1,000 yards in a single season. And you can tell that he is living vicariously through his son. Like all of his
Oh
pride, he's
man.
not proud of his son. He's proud
Yeah.
of whatever fame his son can bring him, because then he can
He
live
has a
it.
line
It's
about
sad.
how his son was able to pick up women more than him, and like,
Oh,
have you seen the girls? They're better quality than the ones I used to pick up too. And I'm like, you're talking
ugh.
about teenage girls.
That's like a
Yuck.
15-year-old girl. You can't talk about 15-year-old. He refers to it as tail, and that's gross. That's gross. It's fucking
It is, but it's
Yucky.
disgusting.
very 90s.
It is. Anyway, the adults in this town are, I think, nasty.
Yeah, they're kind of gross. Okay, that frat party really threw me off because I
Mhm.
have never seen anyone over 30 at a party like that.
It seems so odd, right? Like I'm trying to think of any kind of example where I've seen a party like that with adults like that, and I can't unless it's a
I've
tailgating
never
party, you know? But it
It
wasn't.
wasn't a tailgating party, it was a
No.
house party with, like, the
Yeah.
silo cups and everything, and
It
Mm-hmm.
there's a random dude carrying his kid, too. I'm like, "What the hell kind
Yeah,
of
he has
party is
like a
this?"
toddler.
Do you know what I just realized? I was rewatching the movie before we were recording. Um, so that party takes place in the very beginning of the movie, right? And I
Yeah.
didn't realize this, but Kevin Bacon takes the baby monitor with him, the one that's by his son, so they can listen. They just like left him alone while they went to a party across the street. Did you realize that?
No, I didn't really think
Yeah,
about it.
They did?
they didn't have a sitter, like, he went to bed, and then Kevin Bacon's character takes the baby monitor with him so they can listen and go across the street to party, and I was like, "Fu I know that you're just across the street, but, like, dude, he's home alone right now, and you're drinking across
Sheesh.
the street.
Well, that's not that big of a deal, was it? In the
It's
90s?
bad. No, it's
It is
weird. Somebody should
now.
be in the house."
At the
Um,
very least, tell them where you're going.
that party felt like a teen party, like, can't hardly wait party.
I thought it was a
Yeah.
college frat party, and they were just, like, the weird couple with kids, but then one dude walked through the party carrying a toddler, and I realized, no, none of these people are in school.
Yeah.
All of them are grown ass adults acting like they're college freshmen at a party.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's not to say that like older people can't party, but like this, what I'm looking at, this scenario feels like emotionally immature. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
1000%.
Yeah. Peaked in high school, dude. Just trying to say. That's what it feels like.
Filled with woo girls and dude bros.
Woo! Woo!
So that's the other thing I wasn't expecting. That's the party where he gets hypnotized, right? And
Yes. Yes.
I was not expecting that to happen within the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, me too. Just so fast. This movie is very fast paced, and it's like boom, boom, boom after one thing with another.
Yeah, I agree. The pacing of this movie's odd. You don't really get settled into anything. Like events are just happening and they don't wish to like fully explore them. It's yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the hypnotizing takes
They
place a
don't
little too quickly for me.
I feel that's what makes this movie not scary at all, is
Mm,
that they don't linger long enough for you to actually have any impact with anything that's happening.
yes.
Yeah.
I
And
could say that about a lot of things in this movie too, but that's a big one.
I mean, obviously we don't need to go linearly, but there's that part in the very beginning where the sister's like, "Oh, she's gonna have another kid," and then like she guesses it. Was
Yeah,
that supposed to be the sister being psychic, or was that her? Because she
being a
was like,
bitch.
"I can't believe you told him. I told you not to." from the sounds of it, she had told her sister, and her sister
Yeah.
just told him to be a dick,
Mm-hmm.
That's such a
right?
fucking dick move. Yeah, that's what I got from it, is that she told her sister, and her sister was being an asshole and decided to disobey what the sister said, and like, or what the wife said, and told Kevin
Yeah, because
Bacon
the
about
wife is like,
pregnancy.
I told you not to say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then she was like, but right after that, she was like, what was I supposed to not tell her she's a witch? And I was like, are we being serious with that line?
Are they implying that she has
Yeah.
powers, or is she calling her a witch because she's a dick? And you didn't really call women dicks back then.
No, I think she meant like she could read her mind. So what was I supposed to not tell her? But also, witches can keep secrets. Like, you, what the fuck, asshole? What a dick! What a
Yeah.
dick!
Who? Which did like
The sister, the sister.
the sister's being a dick? Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then she's into the hypnosis and stuff, and I'm just like, what are you? Because whatever it is not supernatural. What Kevin Bacon and his
Yeah.
kid have, that's supernatural. But I don't know if the
That's
sister
exactly
maybe is
why I
just like,
was a little confused by that, because
mhm.
when I first watched the movie, I thought it was implying that the sister had some sort of ability like the son and he do later, but on
Yeah.
rewatch it just shows I think she told the sister, which means that scene doesn't matter because the pregnancy never comes up again in the entire movie.
Nope, nope. And that
Yeah.
happens so much in this movie, where they
Mm-hmm.
have these random plot points that you think are gonna come back and they just don't. They just end and that's it. It's a little frustrating.
Yeah.
Apparently, in the book, that was the first sign that he had precog abilities, is he could
Oh,
tell
that
his
makes
wife was
sense.
pregnant. So that
That-
scene makes
They should
sense
have done that.
because it
Yeah.
happens after he gets hypnotized.
Her being pregnant has no fucking like bearing on the movie whatsoever. She doesn't
It's just
miscarry.
to
There's no
yeah,
flash forward where she gives nothing. It doesn't ever
it
come
was
back. It's so
just
stupid.
supposed to it was just supposed to segue into his line about Dionne Warwick and how she's into supernatural psychic shit. That was the
Yeah.
only purpose of the line. Like later on, there's a full 3-4 minute scene of him talking about his son picking up chicks and how his wife gets mad when he looks at girls and how he has a 38, she might bust a cap in him someday. That was only there to set up that he had a gun. It's the only reason that whole scene was there.
Oh, the fucking friend, Kevin
yeah.
Dunn.
Yeah. It's the only reason that scene was in the movie.
It's almost like it's America and anybody can have a gun, but whatever.
I didn't question that he had a gun.
Yeah. I was like, oh,
They had to point it out though.
yeah, they did.
They're at the party and they're
Mhm.
talking crap, and he keeps saying how the supernatural stuff is bullshit. This movie lumps together astrology, psychics, supernatural belief, and therapy because that's the reason why the sister knows
Oh,
how to
right.
hypnotize people is she's into
Yeah, she's
hypnotherapy.
yeah, she was like, I'm
Mhm.
basically almost a certified hypnotherapist, and I was like, that's not the same as being certified. But okay.
Yeah, he says that. Like that's pretty much the same as saying I'm unlicensed.
Yeah, dude. An unlicensed hypnotherapist sounds terrifying.
But at the
Anyway,
same time, hypnotherapy is not the same thing as like astrology or
no.
you know what I mean? Like those aren't equated, but this movie like implies that they're literally under the same radar of you got to believe this nonsense. Like
Yeah.
hypnotherapy works, but it's not
And
connected to communicating with the dead.
yeah. I think that the movie was trying to make the sister into like this all-encompassing like hippie trope, you know what I mean? Like if she's into one thing, she's into everything kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, they do make a point of pointing out that she was smoking pot later on.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Her sister called her a witch. Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa. But yeah, she decides to hypnotize him, and I guess it goes wrong or right? What do you think?
It goes right.
Yeah.
It goes very well. She says some statistic like you're one of the 8% that could be fully hypnotized.
If there are only so what happens to the other 92%? They can't be hypnotized or not
They
fully?
can be hypnotized, but not as strongly as he took it.
Okay.
I've actually heard that before, that there are some people that are highly susceptible to being hypnotized.
Mhm. I think, and what the black guy brings up later is that this like precognitive ability in Kevin Bacon and his son has always been there. It's just been triggered by the hypnosis. Like it opened up a hole or a
A
hole, sorry, a
doorway.
portal. Yeah. I
Yeah,
should
because
not say
she plants
hole.
that suggestion of open up,
Yeah.
Yeah.
be more open to everything
Open your
around you.
third
And
eye.
Yeah.
yeah, because that
She
makes it
would
so
believe in
that
third eyes.
well,
Sorry,
that
go
makes
ahead.
it so that he has the same abilities as his son does. Because they show that the
Mhm.
son is able to do that already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
And every time they show his ability of like being able to see, like I guess precognitive, what is that called?
Yeah.
Clairvoyance.
Yeah,
Clairvoyance.
yeah. Yeah.
But every time they show the clairvoyance, they would like do this weird sound effect that I feel like I've only heard in my brain. Like if I like push my like jaws together, I hear like a
Are
wong
you
You
kind of
put
noise.
pressure on your ear canal and
Yeah,
it
like
makes like a
blood.
hum.
are you
Yeah.
talking about when those weird scenes or those shots when everything turns red? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
What
And it
a
goes woo.
what a weird
Um,
choice. What a
I'm like, hey,
weird
that's a
fucking
sound
movie
some of my
choice.
headaches sound like. How'd they
Yeah.
know?
It's almost just like a like kind of thing.
Yeah.
But more
Yeah.
electronic. It happens multiple times in the
So
movie.
many times. I'm like, it's kind of
Yeah.
There are so
distracting.
many choices in this movie. Okay, I
Head
remember
wiggles.
watching this with my sisters, and
Mhm.
they all thought this was really, really scary. And
What?
I guess I didn't really think too much
That's
about it as a
crazy.
kid. I
Yeah.
remember it being an interesting murder mystery, but I never understood why they thought it was scary. But watching it now, it hits all of the tropes that were set up because of Jacob's Ladder as far as ghost movies.
Like
Mm-hmm.
as far as like what do you mean like jump scare? Do you think that's
No,
why your
but
sisters were scared?
how ghosts act in movies. Remember when we watched Jacob's Ladder? It was like maybe 10 episodes back. It was a while ago, but
It
like
was, yeah.
they did things that now every ghost did in the 90s and 2000s where like the ghosts look like they're pop and lock breakdancing or
Yes.
they grab their or they stand in place and they do the head wiggle really fast.
Ugh, yeah, very reminiscent of like Saw, like the first Saw. They did that a lot in the first Saw,
Well,
which
13
tracks.
Ghosts did that a lot too.
Yeah, 13 Ghosts did. House of Haunted Hill did it a little bit too. The Pop and Lock and Doctor, that
Pop and lock
thing.
and
Pop and
dock.
lock.
Yeah, I remember that.
Pop and lock.
Yeah, these effects that became very popular.
I blame Jacob's Ladder because that was like 89, 90, and that
Yeah,
was
it
the
just
first time I've
peaked and
ever seen
escalated.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this movie does that, and only she's not a evil or vengeful ghost. She's
No.
just there.
Yeah, she does nothing to like in all of her scenes, she does not seem like a hostile ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they first introduce the ghost, it's right after the hypnosis. I mean, we shouldn't really skip over the hypnosis, but I love how the hypnosis is done in this movie, but I feel like the actress, nothing bad about the actress, but I think it would have been better if she was sounded creepier.
Yeah,
Mhm.
her voice is not I don't want to say anything mean, but like it's not fitting for a scene of this depth, no offense to Ileana Douglas. But like,
I feel like they should have got somebody who sounded sinister.
yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
that whole theater scene where it's like you're in a theater, now the walls are painted black. There's a word on the screen and it's coming into focus. I noticed that they drop paint it black in this movie dozens of times. The idea is that was a song that played when the ghost was killed.
Yes, yes.
But it was so brief in that scene where they show her being attacked that I didn't realize that that was the song that played until I watched it again.
Yeah. Also, it's a very
Yeah.
like horrifying scene, so like the music I'm not listening to.
I know, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Dude, I didn't get that until like the second watch that the song that the son is having Kevin Bacon play on
Yeah.
guitar and the song that he's trying to find was Paint It Black. That took me 2 watches to find out.
And also
I was
him
like,
humming it like throughout the
Yeah, the
movie.
son
I
hums
didn't
it
even
throughout the
notice
movie.
it.
So that kind of bugged me though, right? Because
Uh.
he's playing his guitar, just sort of jamming, and then he accidentally plays the song, and the son is like, try this. And that's the song he's trying to identify throughout the rest of the movie. But at
Yeah.
no point do they connect the fact that that's the song that his son has been humming for the first half of the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Like,
had
he
no
doesn't
idea.
go, "That's the song you were humming, son. Where did you hear that?" It doesn't come up.
Yeah. They don't connect it at all, and then I got confused, and I was like, oh, it's the song that was playing when she was being murdered.
I never really listened to rock music,
Hmm.
especially not back then.
Yeah, Paint in
But
Black is a
I could
great
tell you what
song, but
song that was.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a
Um,
very
Mhm.
distinct, famous song.
It is, yeah.
Okay, so normally when we watch one of these movies, I'll do some research by reading the trivia. I forgot to read the trivia for this movie, but I do know one bit of trivia from this movie.
what's that?
When they did the scene where they stabbed his hand with a needle, that was not a special effect. They just
Ah,
paid a stuntman extra
Ah!
to really do that on camera.
I thought you were gonna
Why?
say Kevin Bacon did it. Oh God.
No, it was a stuntman. They paid him extra to
Okay.
pierce his
I
hand
didn't
on
want to go that
camera.
hard.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah.
That's the only trivia I know about this movie, other than stuff from the original book.
That's a terrible part.
They could have just made a fake hand. The fuck?
Yeah, why bother? She's a stuntman.
I guess if
It's
he's
cheaper.
open to it. Oh yeah, we should say that during the hypnosis scene, we find when he wakes up, we find out later that the sister made him put a needle through his hand and bleed through one end, not the other. What do they think hypnosis is? It can't stop blood.
That's,
The fuck are you
that's
talking
exactly
about?
what I was saying. Is I don't know what they think hypnotherapy is, but it's not that.
I want to point this out too because it kind of relates back to our slang talk earlier. But she calls him dude in that scene. She's like, "Dude, I put a freaking needle through your hand," and I was like, "Oh, she said dude." Nice.
I know.
Man, we're so old that we're nostalgic for the word dude.
I still call
Dude.
hella people dude. You
You
can't
still
take
say
that from me,
hella.
old age.
Everyone's
Old age.
dude.
Yeah, hella and dude. No one can take that from me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Never.
So this movie, crazy pace, right? So he gets hypnotized within the first 10 minutes, and then he
Yeah.
goes home and sleeps with his wife. And
Tries
during
to.
sex,
Go ahead.
he has like a nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that weird vision happens when he gets up mid-sex and goes to the bathroom and like he pulls one of his teeth out and then later
Why
he
would you
finds
do
out that it
that?
didn't happen. It was
Why would you
Yeah.
even try to pull your teeth out? Why be like, oh no, I need to get that fixed,
And
not yoink.
he pulls it hella hard too, so it's not like it was loose. It was just bleedy.
Yeah.
If I have
Yeah,
a
his mouth
bleedy
is all
tooth,
bloody.
I'm not gonna yank it out.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
But then that didn't really happen. In fact, that doesn't even really happen to the ghost either. When they show what happened to her, her tooth got knocked out. It's not like she yanked it out or it was ripped out or it slowly fell.
No, but right after this too, he goes downstairs and like drinks one of what will become many glasses of orange juice, dude. This motherfucker drinks
Yeah.
orange juice like crazy. It's like he's worried about scurvy. Anyway, he sits down on the couch and turns on the TV, and that's what this is like the big jump scare. Would you agree? Like the big jump scare of the
Yes.
movie is
This
this
is the big
part.
jump scare of the
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
I guess the music cue really sells it because he sits back down and there's that really big boing, you know,
Boing.
really loud.
And what the ghost says makes me think she's sentient, but not sinister in any way. Because he says, or he freaks out and backs up, and she goes, "You can hear me, can't you?"
Yeah.
All along.
And then
Yeah.
he turns down the volume and she disappears. So, like, the ghost scares in this movie from that point on are not scares to me.
Yeah. I'm trying to like think if he understands that. Do you think he understands early on that she doesn't mean him any harm? That she just wants him
Yeah,
to find something out? Yeah.
I think so. But what
Yeah.
really bothers me about this movie is that at no point does he think I must be trying to find her body. Because when he's digging later, he goes, "I don't know. I'm just supposed to dig. I don't know what I'm looking for." What do
Yeah,
you mean
dude.
you don't know what you're looking for? A ghost
Yeah.
told you to dig.
Yeah. If a
Ding.
fucking dead person tells me to dig, it's to find their body. What are you talking about?
And you know she's a missing person.
Yeah.
Dude,
You're
yeah.
I feel
probably
like
supposed to find her.
the wife wants to just like kind of fight him and not like help him as he's going through this. Just like, what are you
Yeah.
doing? Gosh.
Well,
Okay,
the
what bothers me so much about this movie, and I think it's what hurts the movie, honestly, is
Mhm.
usually in a movie like this or a story like this, the conflict is that the spouse does not believe their story. That there's
Mhm.
some sort of like, okay, my spouse is going crazy. I have to deal with it. I have to stop them or get them help. In this movie, the wife believes immediately. There's no doubt under her for her that it was something that the sister did. Hypnotized you, now you're hallucinating. And then later on in the movie, when he starts acting erratic, she gets more information about him being a
Yeah.
psychic. Information she doesn't share with him, but at no point does
that
she
later.
not believe. She always believes from the very beginning that her husband unlocked a psychic ability. He's seeing ghosts, just like your son is seeing ghosts. He's trying to find the body, but she's still fighting him. She's acting like she doesn't believe him, but she's like, "You're acting crazy. Can you see yourself? Why are you doing this? Even though I know that you're a psychic and that you're seeing ghosts, and I 100% believe it, I'm just gonna fight you for no reason."
Yeah, pretty
they don't.
much.
Yeah, I don't really know. I get it. Like she's really scared for her husband because he is exhibiting very concerning behavior. But like, I don't know. I don't see her offering up any solutions. What are you doing then?
That's what I
If you
meant. Like,
believe him and help him. Like, what?
that's exactly why I was kind of annoyed, because it's one thing he's exhibiting kind of upsetting behavior, but you know why. In fact, you have more information than he does because he doesn't know what's going on, but you met a psychic who explained everything to you in the audience, but you're not going to share this information with him?
I don't really know what the writers were
Yeah.
thinking when they brought that plot up. You know what I mean? What was the point if she wasn't gonna tell him? We all agreed that it should have been Kevin Bacon to go to this guy, but it wasn't. So what how is this helping? Because she doesn't tell
Yeah.
him.
She doesn't tell him. It doesn't even
Yeah.
come
No.
up again.
Yeah, this movie doesn't tie up a lot of loose ends. It's very, very weird.
Okay, speaking of weird, okay, right after he first sees the ghost convinces the mom to hire her sister as a babysitter. Now,
Right.
basically what happens is they're on their way to a football game. He has a psychic vision of his son being in danger from the babysitter and runs back. But the way that scene plays out is the babysitter sitting on the couch. She hears the son talking to somebody.
Yeah.
The son says, "I'm talking to Samantha." And she goes, "Where did you see Samantha? You're lying. You're lying. You're coming with me." And takes him. At
Dude.
no point does she go, "Is Samantha someone you know? Is there someone else named Samantha besides my sister who went missing?" No, she
Yeah.
just goes for kidnapping immediately.
Which is crazy. Because it's also Samantha is not an uncommon name. I could
Yeah.
be
known
talking about a
several people
completely
named
different
Samantha.
Samantha. I know too many people named Samantha. Like,
She doesn't
I don't know, man.
question that
It feels
either.
insane,
all.
honestly. Like just kind
Yeah.
of like, whoa, Samantha, that's exactly the right person I'm looking for.
Yeah. She
Within
goes from 0
seconds,
to
she's shaking
100.
him and calling him a liar. And he's like, "You're hurting me."
Dude, she
Yeah.
manhandles the fuck out of this kid and then kidnaps him. It's crazy.
But
Yeah.
doesn't kidnap him technically. She just took him to her mom?
Yeah,
That's still kidnapping.
Oh
They
yeah, if you
could have
take any
easily
Yeah,
pressed
no, it
charges.
definitely is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just looked bad mostly because she took him to a train station and they were just like, "Oh fuck, dude."
Mhm.
But that's where her
Yeah.
mom works. I don't know.
And he doesn't want to press charges because he recognized the ghost. Or recognized her as the ghost.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, right. She after she kidnaps him, because that's what she does.
Yeah.
She pulls out a
Yeah.
photo. She was like, "He said Samantha, that's my sister. She's been missing. What'd you do?" She pulls out a photo, and Kevin Bacon sees that it's the girl that he's been having visions of.
I thought the sister was going to come back in the story at some point.
Mhm. She
Yeah,
That
doesn't.
was
She
such
just
a heavy
disappears.
scene.
yeah.
Yeah.
She was
They
like
show her putting up
screaming.
they show her putting up missing person signs around the neighborhood.
Yeah, again. Yeah.
Mhm. And that scene was just so intense. It felt
Yeah.
insane because the cop was like, "Look at the photo." She's like, "Look at the photo," and I'm like, "I don't
That
want
was
to."
So crazy, dude. The cop was just like, "Just look at the photo, sir. Do you know this girl?" And I was like, "Are we doing this in the middle of this busy ass train
I
station?
know,
What
right?
the fuck?"
It's such a nuts scene because,
Yeah.
again, at no point did the babysitter go, "Is Samantha someone you know from school? Is it?" You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, Samantha could have been
you
a
just
5-year-old girl for all she knew.
she didn't ask. She just went for kidnapping first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Apparently, in the book, the
Mhm.
same scene happens, only it is a older babysitter actually kidnapping their kid.
That's
Ooh.
crazy.
So I think the movie's a little bit better.
Yeah. At least there's a reason for her. I mean, it's a stupid reason, but there was a reason for her kidnapping. Um, we should say too that during the scene with the sister, when she's coming over, that's when the red screen thing is happening a bunch.
Yeah,
Like,
and
yeah.
he is driven to the train station by the red screen buzzing over stuff.
Mhm.
I thought that was to indicate that he had psychic abilities that could guide him places.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
But later on, when he's actually looking for something, he never has the red screen again.
Yeah. Again, something else that doesn't come back. It's
Yeah.
so weird.
What's the point of a psychic ability that helps you find stuff when you're not really looking?
Yeah. Like it
Um,
like the red screen thing, like you would think that would establish a part of his power, like, oh, he's getting warmer, there's the red screen. It doesn't happen again.
so
In
many
fact,
plot
later
holes.
on, his
Yeah.
supernatural shit is blue.
It
Oh.
changed.
Oh.
When he starts seeing psychic shit, it's blue for some reason at that point.
Mhm.
I guess because he's closer. Red hot. Wait, I don't know. Like,
No, because
I,
when he finds it, it's blue. I don't
I
Yeah.
know.
don't know.
It doesn't do a good job at establishing what his powers are or generally like how they work. Like we know he has them, but like there's usually a kind of tell like something will happen, but in this case,
At least
it's all over the
thematically
place.
for a
Yeah.
movie. Like the same color or the same sound or something.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
The other thing is, I like how quickly they accept everything supernatural, but there's no consequences for them accepting it. Like, he immediately calls his sister-in-law, like, "You did something, and now I'm seeing shit."
Yeah.
And then he believes it. There's no more
Mm-hmm.
questioning on his end. Like, this is the cause. She hypnotized me. Now I can see shit. At one point, he tries to get her to undo it. That's how he figures out that he needs to dig. But at no point does he go, "Okay, you don't know what you're doing." He even says he doesn't trust her because she doesn't know what she's doing.
She's unlicensed.
But
Hmm.
he doesn't go out of his way to find somebody who does know what they're doing. The wife does for some reason
The
and
wife,
doesn't tell him.
yeah. Also, the wife came upon that like she was lucky that her kid managed to walk into a place, a funeral really, where somebody has the same power or something. It's not like The Shining.
Yeah, cuz
Yeah.
he has a psychic vision that the neighbor is going to shoot himself and that the other neighbor
Right.
came into his house and
Mm.
was like, they're trying to kill you, blah blah blah, and he gives a little monologue.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then he wakes up and realizes that it wasn't a dream. His neighbor's really going to shoot himself. And that's when the mom takes him for a walk where they happen across, I almost called him Hollerand. Neil?
I actually don't remember what his name is.
His name was Neil, and the reason I
Oh,
remember it is
okay.
because they did the Shining thing. Because Neil creepily follows the mom and the son Jake to a random tombstone, and he's like,
Mhm.
he's got the eyes on him. She's like, what the hell?
Gross.
Rather
Mm-hmm.
than say that he's got the shine, he says the eyes.
Oh my god.
Nothing about this. Okay, am I going crazy? That was totally The Shining, right?
No, it absolutely is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Definitely.
Like he tries to explain that some people see it. Like he gives all of the exposition, but to the wrong character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Definitely.
completely unproductive to the plot.
Like, there's so many
It,
plot holes, and I'm just like, please, why?
Yeah.
that's the thing is it's information for the audience's benefit, but not the characters because the characters don't do anything with that information.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been different if she had told him, or if later on the wife is the one that figures stuff out. That's the way they kind of set it up. That
Yeah.
like maybe the wife would be like, no, you need to do this to appease the spirit. That's why I learned all of that exposition. But then
Mhm.
it doesn't matter. She doesn't contribute to the plot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I liked how that went though, because he goes, bye, Jake. And rather than say, how'd you know my son's name? He goes, bye, Neil. And the mom's like, what the hell? What the hell was that?
Yeah. Did we ever find out what it was that Neil invited her to?
He invited him. He said to tell
Oh,
the dad to come,
yeah.
and she
Yeah.
came herself. And basically, it was like a meeting for psychic people, according to the sign on the door.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a meeting, like a support group for people with psychic abilities.
Mhm.
For some reason, they meet in the back, even though the front clearly feels like it belongs to a psychic's office.
Very
Yeah.
much so.
She got directed down a really dark alley. Just I wouldn't have done that by myself. Whatever. The hell of an outfit Neil has on right here, right?
It's like a robe, right?
It was like a I don't want I don't want to misspeak, but it looks like a traditional African
Dashiki?
something like that. Is that what a dashiki is?
Yeah, it's like a robe.
Yeah. I don't
I
know.
just said robe.
I was like, did he have to wear that? They were really kicking in this whole like
Yeah, but the
It's-
magical black man trope, which I
Yeah.
absolutely hate.
Yeah, and they
Mhm.
still do it even now.
Of
It
course.
might not be overt, but it's still happening.
Well, he's Hollerand.
Yeah.
He's basically Hollerand. He's telling him about the psychic abilities that won't come up in the plot.
They're fucking use. I don't understand. Like, if you're gonna explain something to the audience, that's great, but like in story, something has to happen with that information, and she just keeps it to herself. It's so
Yeah.
weird.
Mhm.
Okay, so right after she finds out this information about the psychics and seeing dead people, because he says the ghost asked you for something, didn't it? And it's going to be upset until you do the thing it asked. I thought at that point she was going to try to find out what the ghost wants,
Mm.
but she doesn't
Yeah.
say anything. And then she sees him digging in the yard and she's like, okay, you're acting crazy. I thought she was going to say, because a ghost wants you to do this. But instead, she just gets mad.
Yeah. It really is a shame that like if you cut out the scenes with Neil, the movie would be like exactly the same. That's crazy to
Yeah.
me.
Again,
That's true.
if you had just put him in that role instead of her, it would have made
Yes.
sense. You could have
Yeah.
had that exposition and it wouldn't have changed anything.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But yet again, you cut all of Neil's scenes and it really doesn't change the plot because we already, as the audience knows, the ghost is asking him to do something. We didn't need somebody else to explain that. The only thing that it sets up is that maybe the ghost might be getting mad that he's not doing it fast enough, but the ghost isn't hostile to him even after
Yeah.
that. So no, I don't.
Mhm.
Yeah, it doesn't happen. Yeah, she never once gets mad at like how quickly he's trying to find out the truth.
He's doing his best.
Yeah.
He's trying.
With the limited information she gives him.
There's also scenes where the mom is being haunted by the ghost that only the audience sees, but she doesn't, and it doesn't add anything either.
Oh, you're talking about the bath.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Bath,
the wife
yeah.
takes a bath and the ghost is sitting there watching her.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing bad happens. There's not even a spook scene.
Yeah, she
She
makes
just thinks that the pilot is out on the bathtub.
Yeah, and then she goes downstairs to the basement. And then Samantha shows up again. I don't know.
For whose benefit is that scene?
No one's. It should have been every single fucking step of the way. It should have been Kevin Bacon. I don't know why the wife's not doing anything with this information.
Because he goes into the basement on his own later anyway, through an
Oh, yeah,
entirely
he does.
unrelated thing to the bathtub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's like the ghost wanted the wife or maybe somebody to go down to the basement because later on we find out that's where her body is. She's been walled in to the brick.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter if it's the wife. Why could it have just been
Yes.
Kevin Bacon? I don't get it.
I guess the only reason that scene is there to establish that there's a basement in the set to begin with.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But again, that doesn't add anything. It should have
Yeah.
added something. If
There's so
that
many
had been a
things that
s-
don't add up.
Yeah. If that had at least been a scare scene, the scene ends with the wife hitting her head. I thought she would have seen the ghost at that point because Neil sets up, did he get in an accident? Did a kid die? Did he hurt himself? What unlocked his ability? And she's like, oh, he was hypnotized. So when the next scene, she hits her head, I thought she was going to see the ghost for a second because she hits her head and she's bleeding and then it doesn't come up. It don't mention it.
Yeah, well, I do think that like she herself probably does not have powers, but Kevin Bacon and his son do.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but they
Yeah.
they established that a head hit could unlock powers, and then there was a pointless ghost scene where that ends with her hitting her head. I would thought, why would you mention that unless you were going to do that? It's like a Chekhov's gun thing. Why set it
So,
up if you're not going to pull the trigger?
you know, broken record, but all of this should have been Kevin Bacon. None of it should have been the wife.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, because it makes no sense to split these moments. Also, I feel like it would have worked out better because one of my complaints about this movie is that I don't think they executed Kevin Bacon's madness as well as it could have. I feel like
No. No.
I didn't believe it at all. Like the fact that he's going mad and like to the point where he's breaking his fucking house apart. I was just like, oh, this happened really quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And
Everything
it's
was
not
so
an acting
fast.
thing. Yeah, everything's
yeah, it's not
very
an act.
fast.
Yeah, and you're right.
Mhm.
It's not an acting thing. It's a story thing.
Yeah, story
They're not
pacing.
doing enough.
He just seems like a dick because he doesn't even seem crazy when he's at his craziest. He knows,
Yes.
okay,
Yeah.
the ghost says
Yeah.
I'm supposed to dig, so I'm digging, but he feels very casual. He doesn't feel manic.
Yeah.
So when the
I-
wife is like, oh, my aunt died or something, he's like, oh, well, I'm in the middle of something. He just seems kind of mean, not crazy.
He's like, I'm in the middle of
Yeah.
digging. Oh my god, I would be so mad if I was his wife. I was like, dude, this is our fucking deposit. Because we should say we haven't mentioned it
She
yet.
doesn't mention that.
They're renting this house from his across the street friend neighbor. That comes into
Yeah.
play later. But
Yeah.
What's
I would be like, what the fuck, dude? Dude, they're never gonna get this deposit back, and we're gonna get sued.
the house
Yeah.
feels like they've lived there for years, but they've
Yeah.
only been there for less than 6 months, fully moved
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, because that's like 6 months is how long Samantha's been missing. So my god, dude. That's a very short amount of time for shit to be going down in your house.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It has to be less than 6 months because she's only been gone that long, and the house wasn't even done yet when she went missing.
Yeah. I feel like she should have been gone for longer.
Yeah,
Why
like a
not?
year.
Yeah.
If she'd been missing
Definitely.
for at least a year,
Yeah, 6 months is not a lot of time at all.
she's like fully mummified when they find her too.
Yeah. She's like black
Mhm.
and shit. Like all of her skin has been like molted off. I was like, it's been 6 months? You guys haven't
I
smelled shit? I don't
I
know.
guess was it cold?
I guess they
was
don't
it
I
really
mean, it was
say
cold.
what
It
time of
was
the
cold
year.
in the scene where she's attacked. It looked like it was winter, and then the movie takes
Yeah.
place in what seems like spring.
Oh yeah, because if it's been 6 months, it's probably around April, May.
I don't know how long a body takes to deteriorate like that, but
Yeah.
in a
Mhm.
plastic bag, it shouldn't have been that dry.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
Anyway.
arguing semantics on the
Yeah.
body
Schematics.
rot.
Yeah.
Semantics, not schematics. Semantics, that's the word I meant.
Yeah.
Again, it felt like they lived there for a really long time for it to be less than 6 months.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And he's very close to his neighbors in less than 6 months. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to say. Have they been friends? No. They've been friends for years since they were
Have
children.
they?
Yeah, I mean, I can't speak for the landlord friend, but Kevin Dunn's character says something like, during your hypnosis, you were talking about that one kid who used to beat the shit out of you when we were in elementary school or something.
No, he
Like the
says when you
bully.
were 12. So
Yeah.
I don't think they were friends because later on he even
No.
says that do you play a lot of football when you were in school? And he says, no, I mostly played piano.
Oh yeah, who the fuck?
Oh.
I wouldn't.
No, I think he just talked about being beaten up. I didn't think it was somebody that
Oh,
Kevin Dunn's character knew also.
unless. Oh, yeah, I have no idea. It's hard to say. I feel like maybe establishing that might have been better, or like, but it's so hard because, like you said, it feels like they've been living there for years. So why not just say years? Like,
Make the
what
body
difference?
have been missing for years.
Yeah, what difference does it make that Samantha's been gone for 6 months or 2 years? What I don't understand.
I think it's because they wanted the teen boys who killed her
to still be around.
to be the same age.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if this happened when they were 14 versus their high school seniors,
Mm-hmm.
like I could see a crime like this happening with high school seniors
Yeah.
and then it affecting their ability to graduate and go to college. But they could have made them college age kids and this happened when they were seniors.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anywho.
I know that the movie is about the ghost was sexually assaulted.
Mhm.
So the movie goes out of their way to say that she was 18, about 18, 19. He even says that, like brunette girl 18 or 19. They say that a couple times.
Mhm.
Is that why they made the whole crime happen 6 months before? Because it doesn't work.
I don't know. I think it's
I'm not
weird to like if you're only missing for 6 months. It's so weird. It's I don't know. Missing is missing, but I think that short amount of time is odd. Also, everybody seems to
Yeah.
have their theories about why she went missing. One guy who calls her the R word also says that she ran off with a black guy, and I was like, the fuck? She had learning
yeah.
disabilities.
And he keeps saying that, and it surprised me that someone else in the movie got mad that he kept saying that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It happens to be the dad who has some remorse about what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the guy keeps
Man.
calling her, yeah, and he gets mad. Like I forgot what he says. He's like, "You say that one more time." Like he threatens to beat him up because he keeps
it.
calling her that.
Do it.
I was surprised to hear that in a '90s movie.
Yeah, I thought they
Somebody
were gonna
getting upset.
I thought they
Yeah,
were gonna fully own
unfortunately.
it because I was like, oh yeah, I guess they're still saying this in the 90s. When the dad is like,
Mhm.
shut the fuck up, Bob, I don't know what his name is.
Bob.
Bab.
Babe.
Bab.
Get a
Bab.
babe.
Yeah.
He doesn't come up later either.
Oh
Some
no.
odd
There's
scenes.
so many things that don't come up. Like they set him up and then just nothing happens.
Not even like once are you referencing the things that you're introducing as important plot points.
There
Mhm.
are no real important plot points in this movie.
Yeah, just that she was a ghost and she died here.
Yeah,
Mhm.
here.
That's it.
I guess the only importance of that scene is to introduce that they have teenage sons. But I feel like the sons should have had more scenes.
Yeah. They're just kind of like
Because
teenage boys that they don't ever think about beforehand.
yeah, and later on when he has the vision of the one kid shooting himself,
Mhm.
until they showed his parents coming home, I didn't realize which kid that was.
No, football boy.
Football.
Yeah, because they're two football boys. One of them is the son of his friend Frank, and the other one is the son of his landlord, like Howard or Harry or something.
Yeah, I don't remember the dude's name, but he lives directly across the street.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Frank
Like,
lives 2 houses down.
yeah, they don't linger long enough on the boys' faces for me to really recognize them.
When they do show the flashback, I wasn't sure which son lured her in the house and which one is more guilty and
Yeah.
less guilty.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The hardest time trying to like decipher which kid was which. I was like, 90s teenage boys all looked the same.
Same hairstyle and clothes.
Yeah, I
Clothes.
could
Yeah.
not figure out which kid was which. Like I didn't know which one
Yeah.
was the one that shot himself.
Was it like Brad or something? I don't
It was
even know if that's.
Oh yeah, I guess
I
I
don't
don't
even
know
know
his
if those
son's
were the
name.
characters' names. I was just guessing it was Brad or
I-
Chad or
Yeah.
Adam.
I have a
Tommy.
hard time remembering
Tommy.
anyone's names in this.
Yeah. I feel like somebody's name was Tommy. Somebody's name? Actually,
Tom.
what was Kevin Bacon's name?
Kevin.
Kevin.
Was
Kevin.
he Tom?
Was he Tom? Call
How
me
is it we
Kevin.
only
I
know the
keep
wife's
calling him
name?
Kevin Bacon. I have no idea what his character's name was.
He is Kevin Bacon. He's no one else.
Oh yeah, Kevin Bacon's name is Tom.
It is Tom. Wow,
it is
that's a
Tom.
good guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so not much happens. He just digs.
He just
Yep.
digs, which
And
is
digs
funny
and
because
digs.
it ends up not being correct.
It's
Yeah.
not digging. He should have
She's
been
in
like.
the wall. Like you don't dig in a wall. You break the wall. Samantha,
You don't
we need
dig in
we
a
need to learn
wall? What's
better
wrong
grammar.
with you?
Yeah. I mean, he's trying his best, I guess, right?
The word should have been basement.
Right? It should have been fucking basement. If you're gonna give him one word on a fucking theater screen,
Ground.
what an idiot, Samantha. Well, I shouldn't call her that. I shouldn't. It's not nice. She had a learning disability. Dig was the wrong word, though. You're right.
Yeah,
Dig
dig
Should have
was
been
a terrible clue.
Yeah, dig because one, it's wrong, and two, what was he gonna dig through the house? Like, she's in the basement. She should have said wall.
Wall. She's in the
Yeah,
Wall.
basement. Wall.
Wall.
yeah,
Wall. Just wall. Would have been
yeah.
better.
Wall would have been way
Yes.
better.
Yeah.
Dig was the wrong word.
Stupid clue.
Yeah,
It's
I
not a
know,
good one.
misinformation.
While he's digging, his wife gets mad at him, and she finally gets into it about how, like, when you complain that your life isn't ordinary, you're basically complaining about my life too, and that's why she gets all mad. But what he basically says is, "This is important to me because it means that I'm actually important. I'm not ordinary if I'm doing this." That's the
Yeah.
reason why they set up he was a rocker. That didn't add anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of like an underlying theme throughout the movie is that he's very insecure about his station in life. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's clear he wanted to be some like rock star musician or whatever, or at least bigger than who he ended up being.
That was a
That's like
weird time to have that argument when he's neck deep in a hole.
I
yeah,
know,
her
right?
freaking neighbor.
They have the
That's right.
weirdest conversations at the weirdest moments in his
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah, and they're having
I-
this fight in front of their son. Do you remember when like they're yelling and their son turns around and is like, "Stop yelling!" And I was like, "Dude, when your kid is telling you that, you're failing as parents." That's so
Yeah,
sad.
Yeah.
It's
they
really
Like,
sad.
fight
take a
like
step back and
scream.
evaluate yourself.
Yeah, we mentioned this during the watch, but there was one neighbor who's like not making him. He's not being inconspicuous at all about the fact that he's spying on them.
He's
He's
just
just watching
watching
them.
him.
There should
He's
have
Dude,
like,
been
oh
more
on
crap.
neighbors, dude.
rewatch, I realized that was Frank watching him dig up the backyard.
Was it Frank?
Oh.
Oh, that's
Yes.
so no fuck.
That was Frank watching him dig up the backyard, and then later on, when he comes, he knows why he's there.
That must have been why the son knew to spy. Oh, that's fucking crazy. I thought
Yeah.
it was just a
They
nosy
should
ass
have
neighbor.
established that.
They should have. That would have been cooler.
Yeah. But I
Yeah.
guess he wasn't exactly being quiet. I remember when he goes to get that I don't know what it's called.
Jackhammer?
The jackhammer and just starts
That
jackhammering
bothered
the
me
shit.
too, right? So after the wife leaves, he goes and he's like, tools. And he goes to the tool store and he's walking around the shop, which looks like a Harbor Freight because things are on display. But he
Mhm.
comes home with used tools.
Yeah, even on the shelf it looked used.
That just bothered me.
Yeah.
If he had gotten it at a garage sale or a thrift store, but they showed a bunch of new ones, and then the only thing he needs is the one used thing on the shelf. It's like a cartoon.
Does he buy this after Maggie and the son leave? He buys it after,
Yes, he
right?
buys it after they leave.
Mhm.
Yeah. Because
Yeah,
he discovers
Maggie
the basement.
Yeah, Maggie's grandmother, I guess, like dies. That was another thing. So they get a fax because it's 1999 from Maggie's brother saying that their grandma is in the hospital. And right after their big giant blow up in the backyard, Tom like predicts that her grandmother is dead or something. I don't remember what he said,
Yeah, she
but
says, I'm going to have to go over there and spend some
Mhm.
time with her because she is dying. And Tom says, well, no, she's already, and then the phone rings.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a
Yeah.
dick move. But at the same time,
Yeah, dude, maybe want to fucking hold some restraint from bad news.
who handwrites a letter to send a fax and then calls the same afternoon?
Beats
I
me.
mean, maybe it was like touch and go. Like maybe she died suddenly when she just got to the hospital. Like,
I don't know, but from when she gets the fax to when he just eventually calls was only a few minutes.
Oh, I see what you
yeah.
mean. Well, maybe I'm assuming he sent that fax hours ago. But yeah, he could have just called. Why are you sending me a
What about
fax?
the pagers? Where are the pagers?
I got a
Use a
page
pager.
telling me to call.
And I
Like, oh,
assume,
funny.
speaking of pagers, is the wife a nurse? She's
I
wearing
want
scrubs.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think she works in the medical field. I don't know
Or
exactly
dentist?
but
I
she is
don't
wearing
know.
scrubs.
Okay, he's digging in the basement, right? He's using a jackhammer and a pickaxe and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So they hear him digging, right?
Yes.
All
Yeah,
of
they
the
do.
neighbors hear him digging, including
Yeah.
his landlord,
Yeah,
who
it's
is
a
the
fucking
killer.
jackhammer. You can't hide that noise.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But what confused me is after he calls the wife and apologizes.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'll come pick you up. And he's like, no, don't pick me up. And it's because he's actually torn up the kitchen.
Yeah. Like the
When did he
scene,
do that?
I imagine
Uh,
he did it
in a few
between the
hours.
jackhammering and then they
You
they
know what I
imply that
mean?
it's been
Like
hours. Like it's been hours since the,
he called and got the jackhammer. Does that mean that he used the jackhammer, got bored, went upstairs, tore up the floorboards, and then went back? Because when they show him go to make a call, he's using the jackhammer again.
Yeah.
That means at one point he stopped to break the kitchen floor for a few minutes.
He just got to get out all of his aggression really quickly.
yeah, it just mostly bothers me because he's not digging. She's in the wall.
She's in the wall.
Do you think it would have been
And he
better if she had been underneath the concrete of the basement? Because that's technically digging, but like,
yes, I thought it would have been better if
Yes.
he
it would have
found
been
her in the
better.
basement,
Yeah.
under the basement floor.
Yeah,
have been
because
the
then,
wall.
then dig makes sense. It's just she didn't say where to dig. Be that as it is, she's been entombed in a wall. There's a word for that.
Demurrament?
Oh yeah,
Demurrament?
demurrament. Yeah, Cask of Amontillado, except she was already dead.
Then it's not demurrament.
Yeah, I know, but I was like, there's a word for that where they put you behind, they brick you up behind a wall, and then they let you die.
That's a trope too, right? Like the
It was
bodies
a
in the
form of
walls.
execution. Yeah, they just let you live in there until you die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you voluntarily went into the wall. It's a murement, not demurement.
Oh,
It
okay.
was a tradition to wall someone up in the foundation of a new building or castle or bridge.
My God.
That sounds lovely.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
Sorry, that sounds scary.
But
Right.
it is a trope.
Um,
It's a trope, I would say, because of Edgar Allan Poe. He had
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
stories about that. I think he
Yeah.
has like 4 stories about someone being walled up,
Yeah.
and a lot of stories about people being buried alive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Cask of Amontillado was probably the most popular account of it. And then Stephen King, Dolan's Cadillac kind of like played off that same thing, but he covers them in concrete. Spoilers.
That's a thing. That's definitely a thing you see a
Yeah.
lot in movies.
Anyway, sorry, that's not what
stories.
happens to Samantha. She was already
No, she's
dead.
definitely dead.
Yeah.
I'm surprised the smell has never
Dude,
come up
I
in
can't
the
know,
movie.
right?
Yeah, that's why I was
No
like 6
smell.
months makes no sense. She's actively rotting in there because they're like still like working on the house, right? Still like making it ready. And then I can only
Mhm.
assume that it's maybe been 2 or 3 weeks before Tom's family moves in.
They're paint.
So
Why
They're in the
she's
put it
painting
in the
phases.
house?
rotting.
Why not somewhere
She's fucking
else?
rotting. Yeah.
Exactly.
Huh?
There.
Why in the
Oh, yeah.
house that you're gonna rent out? You would
Yeah.
have less
Yeah.
issue if you put it in your own house.
Yeah,
know,
for
right?
sure. And it wouldn't have been hard too because all they would have to do was just wait for night and just like put
Across
like
the street.
yeah, right across the fucking street. And it's not like anyone would question them moving things out of the house. They're renovating it for a new tenant.
Yeah.
So dumb. So dumb.
Mhm.
It should have been down there for years.
What would have
Just
been
me.
better is if maybe they weren't even the first tenant.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Let there be another tenant and then see how it goes, and then they'll feel safe enough to leave the body there. And then Tom's family comes in and fucks shit up because they're psychic.
I
or
just meant
something.
plot-wise. It would have been more interesting if Tom had not been the first people to live there. Like a few people lived there. Maybe they had ghost problems or something. The pace is way too fast, including how long the ghost has been a ghost.
Yeah,
Mhm.
6 months.
So he finds the body and very, very stupid. Very, very stupid. He
Can you not-
goes to the guy
Oh.
whose son shot himself and goes, I think I know why your son shot himself. We have to call the police. Hell
Fucking
no.
idiot.
I
Fucking
know.
idiot.
Why would you
dude.
say
No.
that?
You don't tell
should've called
anyone
the-
but the cops. Yeah.
Yes. Call the cops first. And his whole thing was like, I didn't want you to have to hear about it from the police. Well, you had time to call them and then go tell him.
Mhm.
Yeah. The cops should have been the first people he called, and then you go over there. Did he think that like a father wouldn't protect his son? What an idiot.
You wouldn't even
I know,
occur to
right?
him that
Yeah.
his that the
Yeah.
parents knew?
Oh yeah, I think I said this during the watch, but I was like, did he think that those 2 idiot teenage boys successfully walled in that wall? It was
Yeah.
perfectly walled in. There was brick,
Eh.
there was cement. Like, you think they did that on their own, these 2 drunk boys? Come on.
I mean, obviously it turns out to be the dads for sure,
Yeah.
but why would you assume that the kids were capable of that?
Yeah, it was a very stupid. It was a stupid move. It was stupid.
Very
I
much
also
so.
thought he was gonna call the sister at that point too.
Why?
That
Because they set up the sister and then they call back to her a couple of times like she's going to become a character, but then she doesn't show up again until the funeral. Again, there's so much
Yeah.
set up in this movie that doesn't really
No payoff.
pay off.
Yeah, exactly. Just they set up like a pregnancy that doesn't matter, set up the sister of like the missing girl. Just so many things.
The ghost expert psychic guy,
Yeah.
no payoff, no payoff.
Nope.
And there's that fake out, right? So he takes his gun out and he's like, I had to protect my son, yada yada. And obviously it seems like he's gonna threaten him, which is what I was expecting. But then no, it turns out he wants to shoot himself because he feels guilty over everything.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I think Tom
he goes.
gets up the ladder and he hears a gunshot and it's like dumb.
That means that he sat down and just shot something randomly. He didn't shoot himself.
Yeah.
For what? To trick Tom?
I don't
Guess
know.
so?
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck happened down there, but it made no sense.
Maybe if it was the sister that ends up saving them at the end because he called her or something.
Mhm. Maybe she had a
Yeah.
gun.
Or even maybe the son contacted the sister and said you need to go because blah blah. You know, it's something. Because
Yeah.
him suddenly not have killed himself makes no sense. Because what was the extra shot for? Did he shoot
Us.
Samantha's body? Like, what did he do down there?
Oh gosh. I guess he could have.
The way they set it up is after the call, the wife is like, I'm gonna go pick you up. And the son doesn't want to go. And she's like, why not? And he's like, I'm afraid of the feathers.
The fuck is he talking about?
He's afraid of the feathers. That's why he doesn't want to go. He's afraid of the feathers. And she's like, what does that mean? He's like, I can't explain it. I'm just afraid of the feathers. And that comes up later because you find out when the gun goes off, it shoots upward through his pillow.
Oh, is that what he meant?
I guess it implies that
Ah.
he would have been killed had he gone with her.
She wouldn't have put him to
But-
bed.
She wouldn't have put him to bed. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, because it's
But
not like the
as
grandma
she's-
was not gonna die. She died.
No,
whatever.
to come back during the funeral. But that
Yeah,
also
yeah.
meant-
But if the grandma
Yeah.
hadn't died, that he would be in bed?
I guess,
Guess.
or
Whatever.
no. I think it's supposed to imply that he would have been in bed when she went to pick him up, and the gunfight happened, and so he would have been killed.
Oh, okay. It's kind of confusing.
Yeah.
But that would have meant that
but
she
that's like,
arrived
no,
to pick up her husband, sent him upstairs, and
Put
he
him in
made it
bed.
upstairs without seeing the bad guys, laid down on this pillow, and then got shot.
0 cents. Makes 0 sense.
0 cents. 0
Mhm.
cents. Though he does manage to be like, don't forget this, mommy. It's important, and gives her the purse with her knife in it.
hmm Which does
Yeah.
help later, I guess.
It
does help.
doesn't. It doesn't help. It really doesn't help.
helps.
She stabs the dude once and then immediately is about to get shot because that's all she did with it. Had he had just knocked her down and pointed the gun at her anyway, it would have changed the scene.
I think
The
it maybe
knife was
bought
set
her a
up-
couple of seconds. Bought her a
Yeah, but they
couple of
set it
seconds.
up like that was what was going to save them.
I think it just bought her some
Because the-
time. Enough
But
time
in
for
the
Frank
end-
to come back up from the basement.
I guess, but again, that was bad foreshadowing because had she been the one to stab the guy and save them, that would have been one thing. But she drops the knife immediately after entering the scene. It added nothing.
Well, I mean, it's in
Yeah.
his foot.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean-
but my point is she discarded it as soon as the scene started.
Yeah. I mean, maybe if he was mid-swing and she did it and it stopped him from, like, going through with the hit, maybe. I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't... There's no bearing. Frank comes up and shoots both of them to death. Oh, yeah, we
So-
should say, well, yeah, the landlord neighbor and his murdering piece of shit son are at Tom's door as he's trying to leave, and, like, they're just like, you're not going
Mhm.
anywhere.
Right.
He should
right,
not
'cause
have
he-
let him in.
I mean, I
No,
don't
in
think
fact,
permission is what they
he
were
was
looking
trying-
for. They were going to come in whether or not he said yes or no.
Yeah, so they force
Yeah.
their way in, and okay. So after Frank shoots himself, he goes to leave for some reason, and then there's a knock on the door, and it's
Bypasses
the
the
other
phone.
neighbors.
Sorry.
Yeah, he
Mhm.
doesn't call the police or anything.
Fucking Christ.
And when he sees that it's the other neighbor, he figures, okay, I'm in danger.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So he still invites them in. They force their way in because like, we just got to talk to you really quick. And he's like, I'm a little busy. and they like immediately walk in, and he lets the son get
Mhm.
behind him and close the door.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm like, why? Come on. Shouldn't you know you're in danger by now?
Mhm.
If he had walked into my house, I would have just left. I would have ran past the son and kept going.
Yeah.
Exactly. Not like keep backing up for some reason.
Like he lets them into the house after
I'm-
Yeah.
establishing that they're danger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just like, why was he leaving? Why is the very next thing after his confrontation with Frank not getting on the phone and calling the cops? Why?
I think he may have, like, but that's when they knocked, so I would have not
What?
answered the door.
So he did call the
Oh, he
cops.
could
Is
have.
that what you mean?
No. I was saying that
I'm trying to
he
understand.
should have called the cops instead
Oh,
of
okay.
answering the door. Is what I
Okay,
was
got it.
saying.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No.
Mhm.
I meant that was really dumb to answer the door because who the hell else would that have been?
Also, who
And then he sees
fucking
that
cares? Who cares?
yeah.
This is more important. You need to call the fucking cops.
Mhm.
And then
Anyway.
he gets saved because the wife is honking.
Right, because she
Honking?
finally showed up.
Yeah, she's honking
Yeah,
the horn and she
like-
shows up.
I feel like I don't know. Do people still do that? They sit in their car and honk? I feel like that's kind of old fashioned.
She did say
No
over the
cell phone.
phone, I'll be outside in an hour, I'll just honk. But she
Right.
realizes shit's going on when she like walks up to the house and all the lights turn off and she's like, nah.
I guess that could have been the feathers that the son was afraid of. I suppose.
What feathers?
The feathers that the son mentioned.
No, what feathers are you referring to?
The
This- he's-
pillow that they put on his head that they were going to shoot him with?
Oh, okay. Okay.
I guess? I don't know. I felt like if you're
Yeah,
going to set up some interesting foreshadowing,
There better
it
be
should have a
fucking
payoff.
feathers.
Yeah.
There better be feathers all over the fucking place or something.
Yeah.
Like maybe when
Mhm.
Frank shot the teen son, maybe he was holding a pillow at the same time, and that's when feathers are all up in the air. But like there are no feathers. Whatever.
At the very least, it shouldn't have been the one in his bedroom because that would imply that the mom drove up the honk, let
Mhm.
her son out, he ran upstairs, laid down, and then they discovered the bad guys and this gunfight ensued.
Yeah. There should have been feathers all over the fucking place. In
Or
the
Yeah.
living
he
room.
shot that pillow and there were
Yeah.
feathers because that could
Yeah.
imply that the son would have been standing there. And that's
Yeah.
why he's afraid.
Yeah. Or at least maybe he would have had a vision of feathers in a place where his parents were in danger. Like any kind of sign. He should have just not said
Yeah.
anything.
That
He's
would
like,
have
I'm
been
gonna
the
go, I'm
best.
scared. No, that's it. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm not going with you. There's something wrong.
Yeah,
Anything.
you can go. I will stay here. Yeah, Frank shoots them, and then it's a repeat of the dialogue he's saying in Tom's dream, where he was just like, "They were gonna kill you and Maggie." Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
He's also
Yeah.
wearing the same outfit.
Yes. Come to think of it, he's not wearing that outfit until that scene. So that's a
Mhm.
good way to do that psychic
Yeah,
vision.
yeah, like a red
Mhm.
turtleneck-ish. Yeah, turtleneck. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um,
I liked that. It's just some things in this movie didn't really play right.
no,
No.
no, it's an unfortunate
all.
theme throughout the movie. There's like no payoff to the things they're introducing.
Yeah.
After that, they show the ghost walking away and putting on her jacket, all satisfied.
Like
And
she's
then
been
there's a
set free.
flash. Yeah, like she's been
Mhm.
set free. And then there's a flash forward to her funeral. And then there's another flash forward to them loading up a U-Haul.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then there's a third flash forward to them driving down the street. And as they're passing all of these other houses, the son keeps hearing echoes and screams, and he's covering his ears, implying that he's hearing ghosts everywhere they go. Shouldn't Tom too? Shouldn't he be able to hear that shit too now?
You would
Yeah.
think?
It's not like he's mastered his powers. Like he's just as new to them as his son is.
If anything, I think the son could use them a bit better.
Yeah. Tom doesn't know what the
Mhm.
fuck he's doing.
Yeah, that's the entire movie.
Yeah.
I mean, we did gloss over some bits, like the sister smoking weed with her friend and then kicking
Yeah.
her out after they just smoked a joint. That kind of sucked.
Yeah. We also didn't
other
really
than
talk
that-
about the actual murder, but I think we've discussed it enough. The two sons are the ones they like lured her into the empty house before Tom's family moved in and sexually assaulted her, and they smothered her on accident.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, while assaulting her, she started screaming,
Really
and the
loudly,
other
yeah.
one, Frank's kid, put a bag over her head to make her be quiet, and then she died.
Yeah. and they
That's
smother
so
her.
dumb.
They made it brutal for the sake of being brutal, but none of it turned out to be. I thought there were going to be clues, but like her nails break on the ground as she's trying to claw, and then at one point she stands up again and then gets knocked down and has her teeth knocked out, which also doesn't come up. Because they kept showing close-ups of like her nails breaking or her teeth being knocked out, I thought they were going to set them up as clues. Like maybe he finds her tooth in like a vent or something that would make him think that the body was in the house versus in the backyard. Otherwise, they're just brutal for the sake of being brutal with no real point.
I mean, they try to like call back to her injuries during like the sex scene in the beginning of the movie. Like you kind of see her, you see a quick shot of her nail breaking on the ground.
I
And
know
then
they
there's
show
that
that
one
shot
scene in the
several times.
yeah, and then there's the scene in the bathroom where Tom is hallucinating that he lost a tooth, but like there's not
That's what
much
I
else.
meant. Other
Like,
than those like not really scares, those don't actually add to the plot.
it's kind of just a very quick callback to what eventually happens.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
of course there's the Paint It Black, which I didn't even hear the first time I watched the movie.
I didn't either.
I didn't hear that at all. Yeah.
It's not important. It wasn't important, but they made it important. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's such a quick, and it's not even the part that he's trying to play. It's like mid-song that's playing when she's being attacked. But the movie emphasizes on the beginning of the song as important.
Yeah.
So it's not even from the same part of the song. The trailer for this movie played more of the song than this actual movie. And the movie acts like it's important. Knowing that song wouldn't have helped Tom figure out the mystery.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. I just think because the song was cool,
It's a good
that's
song.
all I could think of.
Yeah.
It's a good song, but as
It's
far
not
as
like it would have helped him.
investigating-
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I was getting at. As far as a murder investigation or investigating a ghost, Tom looks for no clues other than the name of that song, and it doesn't help him in any way find the body or anything.
Nope.
Mhm.
Not at all.
Like it's not even a clue.
You would think it would be with how much they played up, even they put it in a trailer. Like that sounds like so important. It's everywhere, but nothing paid off
It's
with
not
it,
important.
I guess.
It turns out to
Yeah.
not be important.
Yeah.
Yeah. So annoying.
It would have been different if it had like a trigger. Like maybe he's playing the song and it makes one of the boys freak out. That would have been something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or
No,
maybe
it
he
doesn't.
hears the song coming from the basement too.
Yeah,
But no.
yeah, that would work too.
Oh.
Yeah.
But it has no importance, even though it is the main investigation of what's going on. We mentioned earlier, this is a very common ghost movie trope. Somebody's communicating with the ghost, and then he investigates only to find the body or find out the mystery of what happened to the ghost.
Mhm.
That's how a lot of these ghost movies are. Someone communicates, then solves the murder mystery. In this movie, he does no research at all in any
No.
way. He
Yeah,
finds out
you-
the
honestly,
sister
like-
because the sister comes.
Also, like finding out more about Samantha too. Like there's that one scene during that block party scene where he's asking his friends about like Samantha, but that's like the most research that he attempts to do. He doesn't try to look up newspapers or like
That's
anything
exactly what
about
I was
her.
getting at.
Just nothing.
He doesn't look up newspapers. He actually doesn't even learn her age, if she was actually in high school. Like he doesn't learn
Yeah.
anything about her that could indicate where or why she disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she turns out to be in his house anyway. But at the same time, there's nothing other than the dig that would lead him there.
Yeah. All the information he's getting is coming directly from the ghost, and I feel like that's a little lazy. Like in 1999, you can look up old newspapers. You can.
This movie would have been around the same time as like The Haunting. And even that had a scene of them researching the ghost before investigating it.
That's
Mhm.
also on my list.
Oh yeah, that would have been a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have to watch it again.
It's a good
Anyway,
movie.
off topic.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm off topic.
I think
yeah.
we're ready for reviews, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Let me explain how our rating goes. The way we
Oh.
do our rating is based off of whether or not we'd watch it again, whether or not we'd recommend it, or if it's a one and done. Glad we saw it, but we have no desire to ever see it again. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first, Ambi, unless you want to go first.
Oh, go ahead.
I would recommend this movie. I would. It's still, despite all of its flaws, it's still good. I feel like, I guess I'd have to be in the right mood to watch it again, but I feel like it does have a little bit of rewatchability. The base story is good. There's something really good here. I just think the filmmakers, I think, were just not willing to really explore or like really take a deep dive into the content that was available to them. But yeah, like it really is frustrating that they introduce all these really important plot points and they don't seem to handle them as well as other movies would have. But like the acting is really good. I feel like it's just a bummer because I know that Kevin Bacon has it in him to be really fucking insane. I feel like super off topic, but his descent into madness in Hollow Man is way fucking better than this movie did. And
Oh,
it was yeah,
1000%.
1000%. Oh, sorry. Have you ever seen Hollow Man? You haven't.
I've seen bits and pieces of it.
Okay, this motherfucker goes nuts, and it's a super
I
believable
have seen,
descent.
yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, it's funny that like they managed to do
Same
it better
year.
than this movie did. Yeah, it was like it was the same year, 1999.
No, that came out right after this, so it was
Oh.
his
Yeah.
role immediately after this.
Yeah, he's a fucking monster in that movie, dude. And I was like, so I know
Yeesh.
that Kevin Bacon can do this. So I can only like assume that it was just a fault of the director and the writer.
That's what I meant by he doesn't feel crazy in this. He just feels
No.
bored.
No. And it's like there's so many interesting things too. Like he's insecure about where he is in life and the life that he's living, and like he's also kind of like being tormented by this ghost. Like there's so many really interesting like facets to his character
Mhm.
that I feel like the filmmakers just didn't do a good enough job at really like exploring. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to explain this. There's a lot to complain about, but I do recommend this movie. And it's super funny because if you go onto any like thread online about this movie, people fucking love it. Have you
Yeah.
noticed
Yeah,
that? Like
yeah.
everywhere I
This
go,
movie is
everyone's just like, I
really
love this
popular.
movie. Yeah. But there are things that work. Like the whole third act when he's like drilling the shit out of the house and then you eventually find out what happened to Samantha. It's all very harrowing stuff. And it's stuff
Mhm.
that works. It's just the steps that led to us getting there were not executed properly, and that's my biggest complaint. But
The
Mhm.
second
yeah.
act of the movie is better than the first, and it's so unbalanced that it's
Yeah.
jarring.
They finally started taking things seriously in the latter half. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. There's a lot that makes me unhappy about this movie, but I do still recommend it. And I probably would in the right mood. I probably would rent this again. But yeah,
Mhm.
Kevin Bacon does a good job. I think Catherine Irby does a good job. Nobody in this movie is acting badly. It's just their characters are behaving
Poorly written.
stupidly. Yeah. Their characters are doing things that make fucking no sense. None.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, ugh, I didn't mention this before, but or no, maybe I did. Football towns suck, and this is coming from someone who loves football. I fucking love football. RIP to the 49ers season because it ended really badly last night. But I can't fucking stand like the fucking people in this town, dude, suck. Sorry, I wanted to get this off my chest, but I was like, if the biggest pride in your town is a football team and you're treating those
a local football
a
team, not
local
even a
football team.
regular, like a
Yeah,
pro.
it's a high school football team, and they're treating these kids like gods to the point where they get to get away with murder. Fuck you. Okay? Fuck all of you straight to death. Like, that's insane.
I think that's the other thing that's kind of odd about this movie is that's in the background, but it's never explicit. Like I feel like any other movie would have shown the game or shown that the kids are like untouchable, but this movie
Yeah.
they're barely in it. In fact, they don't show the two boys playing football.
No, we get it's a lot of word of mouth where they're just like, I don't know what Frank Sutton's name is, Billy or something. He's like, oh, Billy's about to break this 1,000-yard streak and he has like recruits. And I was like, okay, do we get to see any of that? I know it's not
It's a lot of
important.
tell without showing in
Yeah.
this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Football towns like suck, and everyone in that town sucked. I still enjoyed this movie, I guess enough to recommend it. I do want to say though, the reason earlier today I said that I kind of regretted choosing this movie, but not for this reason. I regretted it because I was listening to our Jack Frost episode, and I hella forgot that I talked about identity, and I was like, oh, that would have been
Oh.
so good.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man. Identity is like it's an objectively good movie, Ambi. I know you haven't seen it.
Mm-hmm.
It's I really enjoy that movie. I think it's worlds better than this movie.
We'll
Anyway.
see when we watch it, because
No, it's good. I liked
I don't
it.
know. I find out that a lot of movies that I really liked when I was a kid are actually kind of bad when looking at it
No.
with a rational adult brain.
Oh no. It's true though.
Horrors don't get a second chance. That line, like,
Spoilers! 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 Spoilers!
what? It's a fucking line. She's not gonna know what it's about. Anyway, maybe when it's my turn next time, maybe. But
Maybe if I can't think of one, I'll pick it for my next one, because that's a good
oh, no,
one, and I don't have anything written
okay,
down. I don't know where my
okay.
list went.
No press,
Tremors.
no press. You don't have to choose it.
Oh yeah, Tremors. That's actually a
Do
good.
all Kevin Bacon stuff.
Kevin
Kevin Bacon month.
You'll do Hollow Man. We'll do Tremors.
Anyway, yeah, I would recommend this movie, and I would probably rent it again at some point later. You know, when I haven't watched it 3 times in a month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you,
Okay.
Andy?
I guess let's see. Would I rent this again? You know, I think I would rent it again. It was kind of a fun movie. It was a little rushed and chaotic, and a lot of the stuff that they set up didn't pay off. A lot of the stuff, like most of the stuff actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
But it was an interesting watch. I really enjoyed just how this crazy story developed, and it's a simple one. Guy who gets clairvoyance sort of powers, psychic powers, whatever you want to call it. He just is able to see things a bit differently, and he's going kind of insane, but not really. I felt like this movie was trying to show him going more insane, but he was just kind of frantically running about trying to figure out stuff. I really enjoyed just watching him run around and try to solve a mystery while other people are screaming at him. But there were so many plot holes and so many points. I'm like, why is he doing that? Why did he let them in? Why is this going on? Why is this happening? I feel like it definitely could be better, and I'm not saying like it's a solid movie, but it's a fun movie, and I feel like that's important when watching stuff like this. So yeah, I'd say definitely check it out and give it a watch. I'll probably rent it like one more time, but not too many other times.
2 and done. Sorry.
Yeah.
Tuned a
So,
couple of times.
what do you think, Hinge?
Honestly, I found this movie a little disappointing. It wasn't as good as I remember, but then at the same time, I'm way older now than when I first saw this as a kid. The problem I have with it is all of the things we mentioned of how this is a typical trope.
Yeah.
Person communicates with ghost and then investigates the murder. But a lot of other movies have done this same exact story way better. Like The Ring or The Changeling or or even like The Conjuring, like or Amityville Horror. Someone knows there's
Crimson
something
Peak.
supernatural going on, and then they investigate it. This guy asked a neighbor and then immediately started digging in his backyard. There's no investigating at all. He didn't even look up the girl, where she could have gone, who she knew. He doesn't even know her age.
Yeah. There was
He
zero
goes
investigation on his part.
Zero investigation into this murder. And then again, on that note, what's scary about this movie? Because it's supposed to be a horror movie. Other than some creepy imagery of her being injured, at no point is anyone in danger by the ghosts. You know what I mean? Like it reminded me of Joseph from The Changeling, who is also trying to get the main character to find out who murdered him. But Joseph in that movie is a very threatening, scary ghost who's very clear, like, solve this, find my killer, or I'm going to haunt you. At no point did I feel anyone was in any, like, the ghost meant no harm in this movie whatsoever. In fact, every character was worse than the ghost. You mentioned earlier how it's kind of weird watching movies from this time period where everybody sucks. Who are you supposed to root for when everybody sucks? I guess the most likable character in this movie was the son.
Yeah.
But watching him go, "Stop fighting," multiple times in this movie was already upsetting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know if it's a one and done, but it would be a very long time before I'd want to watch this again.
Yeah.
This movie was super quick and it was kind of forgettable. I think other than that one scene of her being attacked and him being hypnotized, I could not remember a single thing from this movie. And then watching it again, I feel like in a few years or a few months, I won't remember anything else about this movie again, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I could see that.
The most memorable thing from this movie for me will be the fact that they did a Shining and it had no payoff.
Shiny.
You know what? If he had come back at the end of the movie and shot the dude, it would have been exactly the same as Halloran coming back at the end of The Shining.
Okay.
I guess.
Just saying. I don't know.
It's just like it was just like a waste of a character.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Waste of character.
Nothing.
Same thing with the sister. She was very dramatic, very intense. Why didn't she come back?
Yeah.
She just came back for the funeral.
Yeah.
The sister was also a super interesting character that had a lot of plot to her. Didn't come back after that time
Nope.
she tried to undo it when he learned the dig.
I guess.
I mean, she babysits later when the kid is afraid, but other than that, that's another potential character that didn't go anywhere. And then the wife, who Maggie, who learns all of the information about psychics, but then doesn't add anything.
Right.
I would probably rent it again, but in a few years for me to forget what happens. This movie was very short, so it wouldn't really hurt to watch it again. But again, I've seen other movies do the same exact story way better. Hell,
Yeah.
this movie could have been like Jacob's Ladder as far as him seeing shit.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
felt like it tried to be with the wiggly worms and the
Wiggly
freaky
worms.
or the wiggly head and the freaky hallucinations. I felt like it was trying to pull things from Jacob's Ladder while at the same time trying to be kind of like the Changeling and him digging and investigating a murder under the floorboards. But then it doesn't really pay off as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure I'd really want to watch this again.
I like how
I've
it
never- I
goes. So
think-
maybe I'll watch it again. I don't know.
Maybe I'll watch it again in a few years, but as far as I would say one and done for me because I'm glad we rewatched it. I haven't seen this movie since I rented it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible. The acting was great. Some of the effects were kind of wiggly and weird
Wiggly.
choices as far as filters and like ghost stuff, like pop and lock and ghosts. Felt very 2000s and 90s.
Yeah.
But nah, I think it's a one and done for me.
It was the first time that I watched the movie, I guess, compared to you guys, which is normally the case.
I mean, I may be biased, but that could be what's hurting the rating for me. Is I
Maybe.
remember this movie being way better than it turned out to be.
I didn't know what to expect, and I had fun. It was kind of goofy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there's a lot of plot holes, for sure. Just
Yeah.
a lot of issues with it.
It's kind of crazy to me that nobody during the filming or like editing of this movie like caught that there were so many things that weren't wrapped up. It's odd.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Who directed this movie?
I have no idea. But I feel like they
Probably
only left
someone
in the
unknown.
scenes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like they only left in the scenes with Neil for the audience's sake. That's it. There's a lot of scenes in this movie that are for the benefit of the audience, but no one else, and that is a huge pet peeve of mine when I
Yeah.
watch movies.
Yeah. You don't need to explain this to
Scares-
me. Explain it to the fucking
Yeah.
characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, explain it to the character, or better yet, scare the character, not us.
Yeah.
Jump scares mean nothing when the characters aren't scared. A ghost popping up in the bath, for someone who doesn't see it, that whole sequence felt lame to me. Like, what's the purpose of
Yeah.
the ghost following her from the bath to the basement if it's never going to pay off for any of the characters in the scene? Kevin Bacon and the son, who can see ghosts, don't see this happening. So there's no purpose of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The wife never sees the body. So her finding out that it's in the basement doesn't matter, other than to let the audience know that there's a basement that they could go to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just think things would have worked out much better if it had been Kevin Bacon going through all these motions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, take him on
Yeah,
this
I
journey. What the fuck is
agree.
his wife doing
Yeah.
anything? She should have done absolutely nothing because it doesn't involve her.
Yeah. It would have been better if she also didn't believe. That whole notion that she knows what's happening to him, but is still getting mad makes no sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since she has the information that would have at least made him feel better or given him a purpose. If she had been the one to be like, I was told that the ghost wants you to do something, and that's when he was like, oh, I must figure out what the ghost wants. But instead, independently, he discovers he has to dig. So yeah, her scenes didn't matter at all, like in any way.
Nope.
Never mind cutting the Neil scene. If you cut out all of the wife's scenes, this movie wouldn't have changed.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
I haven't read the book. I kind of want to read the book now, but I kind of feel like maybe in the book, all of those scenes did actually happen to the main character.
They must have. I just don't see any
Mhm.
purpose in any of this happening to any other character. It just doesn't make any sense. Also, the director was David Kep. He's a huge deal.
Really? What else do you make?
So he's a writer and director. He wrote Jurassic Park
Oh
with
shit,
Michael
there you
Crichton.
go.
He wrote the 2002 Spider-Man.
Ooh.
And he's directed 2 of the Jurassic Park films. He directed that Jurassic World Rebirth movie, Stir of Echoes, Secret Window.
Oh, I like Secret Window.
I do too. It's 2004. Is that too far out?
That's in our... No, our timeline is 10.
Oh no, it is. Yeah.
So that
That's
could
an
be added to the
option.
list.
Yeah, maybe Stir of Echoes is just a paycheck to him. Maybe.
I don't know.
Sometimes you just need
because
money.
That's true.
Sometimes you just need money.
I really am not sure because I remember this being a beloved horror movie at the time.
A lot of people seem to fucking love this movie. I mean, like, I don't think this is the world's worst movie. I just think there are a lot of things that they do in it that are kind of hard to forgive.
That's what I meant by it's good. Or it's okay, but it's not great.
Whoops. Yeah.
Like you even said, even Kevin Bacon was in a better movie right before this and right after this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
mean,
that's
I think this is the first time it's been a one and done for me, and you guys are both like, yes, we'll watch it again. Normally it's the opposite.
You didn't think Dead Space was a one and done?
I'll watch that
Never
again.
mind. No, but that was different. We all didn't like that one.
Yeah, we
I
all
was
hated
talking
that.
about
I
I was talking about ones where we all agree or we that was what was I saying?
That was a movie.
That was Stir of Echoes.
Yeah, that was the movie. That was Stir of Echoes.
Stir of Echoes. Why is it even called that?
It's because in the book it has to do with the fact that there's all of these voices. That's the other thing. It's called a Stir of Echoes because in the book he hears everyone's thoughts, not just a ghost's.
Which would
He
make
becomes-
sense. Like the Sixth Sense.
He has a sixth sense where he can hear everybody's internal voices. That's how he ends up becoming like investigating the ghost. In the book, they made it clear that he is like an empath. He could detect people's thoughts and emotions, but when he touches them, he learns their background and history. And it happens that he touches the ghost that makes him investigate. In this movie, they left that in. He doesn't learn what happened to the ghost until he touches her.
Mm-hmm.
But they got rid of his ability to hear everybody's thoughts at once. So there's no loud screaming sound of everyone's internal monologue that he has to deal with. And that's why it's called Stir of Echoes in the book. It's because he's hearing their thoughts.
Yeah, kind of like how Jake, is that their son's name? I'm
Yeah,
remembering
Jake.
his name now. Like it's how Jake, how the last scene is for Jake where he's hearing everyone. I mean, that's the way that makes sense, right? Like you're not just going to hear one dead person's spirit. You're going to
You
hear
would
all of
hear
them. Like in
all
the
of
Sixth
them.
Sense, like that kid was
Yeah.
tormented by the ghost he was seeing.
Yet again, why did Jake's psychic ability hurt his ears driving through the neighborhood and not walking through a cemetery?
If I had that power, I wouldn't go anywhere near a graveyard, dude.
I know,
fucking
right?
loud.
Everyone's
You'd
screaming.
assume. Almost started ranting again.
Yeah.
Stop ranting. We're done. Goodbye.
Okay, so that was Stir of Echoes. If you liked our show, give us a like, subscribe, follow, whatever, wherever you catch your podcast, whether or not you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple Music, or if you're watching it on our YouTubes. Reviews help. They really do.
Yeah.
Return next time, and remember, there are no late fees when you check out movies with the Video Store Phantoms. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.